fashion, food, and fun. You're watching Living Local 15 with your host, Jessica Williams.
Good morning and welcome to Living Local 15. I'm Jessica Williams. Thank you so much for tuning in today. It's time to get some pep in our step with Motivation Monday. Here's the quote. Don't count the days, make the days count. Simple words by Muhammad Ali. I know that as the year is ending, things can get a little crazy and hectic. It's like there's so much to do, but little time to do it. From decorating, shopping, cooking, entertaining, and all the gatherings, plus our unique challenges we all face, it may feel a little overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. That's why I like this quote, because it's a reminder to focus on making each day count and releasing the pressure. Time is not running out. Everything doesn't happen as planned, so we can enjoy the moment and be present for the holiday season. And we're going to bring you joy today on the show. First, I take you inside of the Festival of Gingerbread, which brings out the best gingerbread artists around the town. And I have to say, those gingerbread houses were pretty impressive. Also in studio, the Fairy Bakester is here with her tips and tricks on pie making. That and more after the break.
Follow us on social media at Living Local 15.
I am at the 37th Annual Festival of Gingerbread, which brings out creative talent from throughout our community, and I'm so excited to explore each of these homes. Joining me now is the Executive Director of the Fort Wayne History Center, Todd Pelfrey. Hi, Todd.
Hello, Jessica. Great to be here.
Thanks for having me out. This is so interesting to me. So you all throw this festival each year, allowing people to compete and build gingerbread houses. So tell me about this process and a little bit of history.
Well, this is always a wonderful time of the year to be in the History Center. We have 135 edible and fanciful gingerbread creations this year. It's the fourth most that we have had in the 36-year history of the event. The Festival of Gingerbread itself was established in 1986, and every single year we welcome well over 10,000 visitors to see these incredible gingerbread works of art.
Wow, that is incredible. I mean, really, 135 houses. And so how you have it set up, it grows from ages, is that correct?
Absolutely. So all of the homes are arranged according to age and skill level.
Okay.
So we begin with the pre-kindergartners and work all the way up to the 3rd and 6th graders, then to the teens and individuals, families, and then finally we culminate with our elite gingerbread artists.
Okay, wait. Pre-K?
Absolutely. Some pre-kindergartners
Wow.
and the homes that they make are not only beautiful, but actually structurally sound.
That, I'm so impressed. I mean, pre-K kids building gingerbread houses and then submitting it, that takes a lot of confidence. So this has to be a really exciting program for just the whole community. And you mentioned gingerbread artists. Like, who knew that was a thing? So what would you say to our community that wants to participate or come out to visit?
Well, please join us. We're always accepting new gingerbread artists. Some have been creating these structures for multiple decades. Some will just have entered the very first year on a lark, and those are always welcome as well.
Okay, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Todd.
Absolutely, thank you.
It was great chatting with you.
You too.
Okay, so I'm gonna start in this area, which is pre-K through 2nd graders, and I'm so amazed at the beautiful artwork that they create. Look at this one with a little choo-choo train around it. Oh my gosh, I love this so much. And over here, you have the water and the sand. This is so creative to be so young. I love it. We have so many more houses to explore. I'm gonna take you with me, come on. So now we're in the 3rd through 6th grade area, and look at this house here, away in the manger. This is so cute. And one thing that's cool is that most of this stuff is edible. now here with Mary, who is the winner of the Historical Theme Contest Student Edition. And you are a sophomore in high school, is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Hi. Okay, so you created this masterpiece and it is so beautiful. Congratulations on
Thank
this.
you.
How long have you been decorating gingerbread houses?
This year, 2022, is my 7th year of doing it, so
Wow.
I've been doing it for quite a long time now.
Yes, that's really exciting. And so tell me about the concept that you created here.
So this one right here is called Whispers Estate, and it took me roughly 4 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, so about 1 month. And so when I found this, the first when I've heard of it, I was looking at the National Registry of Historical Places, and I thought Whispers Estate had a very interesting story, so I chose that to do this year.
Okay, wow, and it looks like it. I see the photo here, and as I look deeper, I love the detail. I mean, the pebble stones and the little walk-up porch is so amazing, and you have the lights, and this whole thing is edible?
Yeah, that's right. Everything except for the lights is edible.
That is so cool. So what inspired you to decorate gingerbread houses?
Well, I've always thought of it as a form of art, and I love doing art. It's one of my favorite pastimes, and it allows you to get very creative, and I love doing the detail on it. That's my favorite part.
Yes, yeah, the detail. And you get to be super creative, and I hear this runs in your family?
Yeah, I have 3 of my siblings have done it, and my mom does it.
Yeah, that's fun. So it's a family activity you grew up on. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, awesome. Well, congratulations, Mary, on winning this. Beautiful job, and best of luck next year.
Thanks again.
Thank you. Another sports thing. Okay, look at this. McDonald's, wow. Okay, and they won. They are the winners because look how look at that. A 2-story McDonald's, and they got the fries and some barbecue sauce. Love it. Okay, this one here has to for sure be one of my favorites. Look at this lighthouse. It's so regal, modern, and it takes so many stories and levels to make this. Love it. I am standing here with the dynamic daughter duo who made this beautiful creation, Elaine and Larissa. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
Well, congratulations. Not only did you make this creation, but you are also the adult winners of this competition.
Thank you.
That is great. So share with me about the concept of your beautiful Candyland home.
We have made gingerbread houses for many years, and this year we decided we just wanted to have fun. So we wanted lots of candy, lots of color, and just lots of fun.
And we threw in penguins at the end because why
Right.
not, you know?
Why not? Exactly. And so how long did it take you to create this?
About 5 weeks, right?
Wow.
Not
Okay.
every day, but that's how long we have the mess out for.
Yes, okay. And share with me, how long have you both been creating gingerbread homes?
Well, we started back in 2006. So we made a little tiny house that year with a little bit of candy, and we had fun with it. And it became an exciting event every year at our house that we'd see what else we could create the next year.
Wow, so it just grew and grew. I mean, that was 16 years ago.
Right.
So is this your favorite time of the year, being able to do this as mother and daughter?
It is. We do enjoy spending that time together, and we don't live together any longer, so we don't get that as much time together. So this is a good thing that brings us together, and we enjoy the creation.
I love that. I love that so much. Okay, so it's funny, I have to share. So we were talking about the name of this, and it was like, okay, maybe there's not a name, but I just thought of it. The Penguin Party House.
Hey, I love it.
Yes. Well, congratulations, ladies. It's a beautiful job.
Thank you.
And thanks for chatting with me.
Thank you.
And then look at this, the log cabin. Look at all those bricks and the detail of the icicles dripping from the roof. So cool. And then a barn and a tree farm. And look at this. Look at this beauty here. I mean, so incredible. So incredible, and so much talent at the Festival of Gingerbread. As you can see, the talent put so much hard work and detail into building out each of these homes. It is so cool to see in person. You gotta get your tickets. We'll have information listed below on how you can attend the Festival of Gingerbread, and we'll be right back.
Living Local 15, proudly driven by the Kelly Automotive Group.
My next guest turned her passion for baking into a business. Joining me in studio is Abby Bryan, owner of the Fairy Bakester. Hi.
Hi, good morning.
Welcome. Yes. All right, so I am looking at these pies that you have baked, and they're absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
And I love your journey. So share with me, how did you get started baking?
Well, I think like a lot of people during quarantine, I picked up a hobby, and I had a lot of friends who were in the service industry, and I just wanted to, I knew they were out of work and I wanted to make them food. So it started out just making, you know, puppy chow, and then I started adding on to it, and then it turned into pies, and then I had friends of friends asking for it, and then before I knew it, it was people I didn't know that were asking for my pies.
Oh, that's so wonderful. So it's a hobby that you have mastered, by the way, because the designs on this, and I'm excited because today you're going to show us techniques on how to deal with the crust and how to design the edges.
Yep.
All right, wonderful. So let's get started.
Okay, so I've got my pie dough here, and I'm going to make some room for myself, and I'm just going to roll this out. And you want your pie dough to be really cold when you do this. You want it to be a marbled effect with the butter and the flour and all the goodness that comes into those.
Oh, okay.
You're going to roll it out pretty thin.
Nice. And what is this that you're rolling it on?
This is just a latex mat. You can use it as a guide to get the size that you want. It's really nice because it sticks to the table, but allows you to roll out really well, and it doesn't stick to it. The dough doesn't stick to it. So this is pretty thin here. There we go. So now what I'm going to do is set this aside. I'm going to grab my pie pan.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to flip this guy in here. And you can actually press against the edges. You want to have a little bit of an excess along the edges, because what you're going to do is you're going to fold this under so that you can do more of a thicker crust around the outside.
Okay.
So I use kitchen shears. You can see that it's kind of uneven. It's not perfectly round. So I kind of go in and I cut it so that it is going to be pretty even when I fold it over.
Yes.
So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And there's different ways that you can design your crust on the outside. There's the traditional, like, you can take a fork and once you fold it over, let me show you right here.
Oh,
so
wow.
you can see
Okay,
there.
okay. That's how you make it thick. Very cool.
Yeah, so that's how you make it thick, and it's usually more uniform than this. But you can do this. This is kind of like a patchwork design, where you just take your fork and you go in like this. This also presses those layers together. The other way that you can do a crust around the outside, let me go ahead and fold this guy over just like that.
Yes.
I'm going to take my 2 fingers right like this, and then I'm going to take my thumb and I'm just going to press like that, and that's going to give you that triangular type design on the outside. So that's a fun one also.
Nice.
Then the other one that can get pretty fun is I've got this tool here, and it's kind of like a crimping tool. It has many functionalities to it, but there's a design right here that I can use, and this also, just like pressing it together with the fork, this is going to press it together also. And it's going to do kind of like a, I don't know, like a starburst design, I think would be the best way to explain it.
Yes.
So there's several different ways that you can kind of make your outside crust really pretty and unique. You can do like more rustic, or you can do more traditional, or you can add a little bit more flair to it.
Yes, and you mentioned that the crust has to stay cold.
Very
So is it
cold.
best to put it in the refrigerator or in the freezer?
So when you mix your pie dough, what I do is I actually freeze my butter ahead of time.
Okay.
So you want it to be good and cold, and when you put your water in with your dough, you want that to be really, really cold also. Once it's all mixed together, you're going to put it into like a ball like this, and I wrap it with saran wrap, and I actually put it in my freezer for a few minutes so that it gets real good and cold. And that gives the gluten in there time to rest, and the moisture rest in there, and everything working together, so that when it's time to roll it out, you're not going to get the stretchiness that's going to shrink up once you start baking it.
All right, wonderful. And we'll be right back.
Have an idea for the show? Want to find out how you can be a guest? Contact us at livinglocal15@wayne.com.
We are back with Abby Bryan, who is the owner of the Fairy Bakester, and we're going to continue to learn these baking tips for pies. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, so now that we got the crust done, I'm really excited to see what we have going on next.
Okay, so if you're wanting to do a lattice crust, I have this really awesome tool right here.
Okay.
And it has a few different functions, but I like to cut my strips with it. So I'm just gonna go in, and I prefer to make kind of wider strips. I just think it looks a bit more modern. So I'm just
Okay.
going in here and cutting my strips.
And by doing this, this is going to create the cross effect of this pie, correct?
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
either going to be like that pie, depending on how big it is, or it can be something really old school and elegant like this if we do it
Yes.
thinner. So you want to make sure that you have varying sizes because, you know, obviously the middle of the pie is going to be a little bit longer.
Right.
So, but just to show you here, the way you create a lattice crust is you're going to roll it, or you're going to lay it out this way, and then kind of go this way with it.
Oh, look at that.
And then it's kind of just like weaving. So you're going to go in and out just like this. And you're going to continue that throughout the pie until you've got a nice top like that. And you can see it kind of makes a square like that. If you do it enough, you're going to get something that's circular like this, and you can just cut off the ends and bend that over again, and then you've got your outer crust.
So do you recommend doing that on this sheet or doing it on top of the pie?
It depends on how intricate it is.
Okay.
I've done some really cool geometric lattice designs where I had to lay it out onto my mat, but if it's something simple like this, you want to do it on top of your pie if your filling is good and cold too, because if your filling is hot, that's going to cause your dough to kind of melt.
Oh, and kind of stick and
Yeah.
kind of get the gooiness all over the place.
You
Okay.
just got to get your own little groove going, and you'll figure it out.
Okay, great. So once this cross effect, which is called the lattice, you
Lattice
say?
crust,
Okay.
yeah.
We're learning some terms here. Once we complete that, we can decorate it, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what do we have here?
Okay, so I really like painting on pies, and there's a few different ways that you can do that. There is all kinds of edible dyes that you can get, and I personally like to mix my dyes in with my egg wash because you get that really pretty sheen. Like you can see this pie right here, it kind of has like a sheen to it, and then I was able to roll that out on a latex mat that looks like wood grain.
Okay.
So anyways, okay.
It does. So
Yeah.
did you do that by dipping it and then stroking it?
Yeah, I just
Okay.
went in and I painted
a
it
little
just
bit.
like you're painting a picture. It's really, really cool. So go ahead and, so you're gonna go ahead and use just a tiny, tiny bit of it because that is a gel dye. You don't necessarily need to mix that one with anything.
Okay.
And you
Just
might
can
get a
kinda-
little like dish so that you can, sometimes the flour will ball up on there and
Right.
everything. But there's different tools that I use also. And the gel dyes are super pigmented. You can use food coloring if you want, but I have found that once it bakes, it's not as vibrant, I guess is the best way to put
so
it.
it kind of tones it down, so it's not like, oh my gosh, my
Yeah.
pie is going to be black. Okay.
Right. I mean, if you want to have a black pie, you can always mix in
Yes.
activated charcoal. I've done that for Halloween. So
Oh, see, that's fun.
Yeah.
And look at that. So that blueberry pie that you made over here, it's so cool. And your design technique, did you use this type of gel?
I did. I
Okay.
used the gel for some of the darker places here, and then I used a more liquidy type paint to make it a little bit more opaque so that you could see the crust underneath still.
Okay, so we have to do a little round robin here. I want to know about each of the pies that you created.
Okay.
Let's start over here.
Okay, so this is a cherry pie, and I made a pretty intricate lattice crust. This is pretty thin. I just love how elegant it looks. It's a very pretty traditional pie. And I did my egg wash, and I put some sugar on the top of it,
Okay.
which is very good. This pie was inspired by Bob Ross. So I was watching Bob Ross one day, and I thought, man, I'd like to put some happy little trees on a pie.
Yes.
So I painted it up, and I even got my moon there, and I made my moon with a shot glass, actually.
Nice. Get
So,
creative. Use all the
perfect,
tools in the
perfect.
kitchen. Yes.
Yeah, and then my stars I just used from a piping bag.
Okay.
And then I got some glitter on there.
Oh, and this little number
Oh,
here, the
yeah.
Christmas tree.
This is what I
Yes.
used to create these trees. So I didn't quite go all the way down with this cookie cutter. I just did a little bit. And then I went through with my knife afterwards, and I just cut the shape of the trees out. Yes.
Love that. And then these are so festive. I love a good theme.
Yeah.
And these are perfect for Christmas.
Yeah, so this is an apple pie, and I explained that I used wood grain latex mat on that. I just rolled it out on top of it when my dough was good and cold. And then I put some holly leaves and just kind of painted on some berries there. So that's a really pretty, and of course there's glitter.
Yes.
So that's a really pretty festive apple pie. And this beauty is one of my favorites right now.
So beautiful,
This is a cranberry with orange zest custard pie with a meringue, and then I rolled some cranberries in sugar, put those on top, and I used some mint leaves for some greenery, and then of course I put this on there on top, so it looks like it's got some fresh snow on it.
All right. Well, that is wonderful. We appreciate you so much for coming in and sharing all about your pie tips and your pie business. And so if our viewers want to know more or find you to place an order, where should they go?
You go to Instagram. I'm the
Okay.
Fairy Bakester on Instagram.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you, Abby.
Thank you.
If you want more information from Abby about how you can order these pies or look at her technique, be sure to check her out on Instagram. We'll have that information listed below, and we'll be right back.
Go to the Living Local 15 page on WANE.com for recipes from the show, to watch a segment again, and to get information on products and services featured on Living Local 15.
Well, that's our show for today. Thank you so much for joining me. And I must tell you, when you go out and visit the Festival of Gingerbread, you will smell it and start to crave the cookie. And look what they give you, little cute gingerbread men. And you know, it's all for you to enjoy, and you gotta love it. And you don't want to miss tomorrow's show. Our chief meteorologist, Nicholas Ferreri, is here for the winter weather outlook. And I want for you to have a wonderful Monday. I'm sorry, this is so choppy. Did I say his name right? Yeah. Okay. Whew.
I spelled it wrong.
Okay. 3, 2. Well, that's our show for today. Thanks for tuning in. And I must tell you, when you go and visit the Festival of Gingerbread, you will smell the cookie and start to crave it. And look what they hand out. Little cute gingerbread men. Gotta love it. And I want to let you know that you don't want to miss tomorrow's show. Our chief meteorologist, Nicholas Ferreri, joins us for a winter weather outlook. I hope you have a wonderful Monday, and remember, don't count the days, make the days count. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.